God has put a special light inside of each and every one of us. It's a light of hope. It's a light of joy. It's a light of His unconditional love. This isn't something meant to be kept hidden or stored away for a rainy day. No, this beautiful gift was given to you to shine brightly for all the world to see. Think about it. When you have good news, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to share it? You want to tell your friends? You want to tell your family? You want to tell anyone who will listen. The message of salvation is the greatest news of all. Our Father in heaven wants us to be His messengers of hope in a world that so desperately needs it. Sharing God's love isn't about being forceful or making people feel uncomfortable. It's about letting the goodness God has poured into you overflow into the lives of others. Be so full of gratitude and peace that people ask, "What's different about you? Why are you always so joyful?" That's your open door. That's the moment God has prepared for you to share the source of your strength. You don't have to have all the answers or know every verse. All you need is a willing heart and a story of what God has done for you. Your personal testimony is one of the most powerful tools you have. But God is looking for faithfulness in the small things. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to share God's love is through a gentle invitation. You don't have to deliver a long sermon or have a deep theological debate. Sometimes all it takes is saying, "Hey, I'm going to church this weekend and I'd love for you to come with me." No pressure at all, but the offer is there. You are simply opening a door and letting them choose whether to walk through it. What you'll find is that many people are just waiting for someone to ask. They may be curious about God, or going through a difficult time and looking for hope, but they're hesitant to go alone. Your invitation could be the very answer to their prayer. I know a man who was invited to church by his coworker for 2 years straight. Every Friday, the coworker would say, "Hope to see you this Sunday." For 2 years, the man politely declined, but he never forgot the kindness and the consistency of that invitation. One day, he found himself in a low place, and he decided to go. That one service changed the entire course of his life. He found hope. He found purpose. He found a relationship with God that he never knew was possible. It all started because one person was faithful enough to keep extending an invitation without giving up. Your invitation is more than just a suggestion. It's a lifeline of hope. God's love is best demonstrated through our actions. Before you ever say a word about your faith, people are watching how you live. They see how you treat the waitress, how you respond when you're stuck in traffic, and how you handle pressure at work. Every act of kindness is like planting a tiny seed of God's love in someone's heart. When you hold the door for a stranger, let someone go ahead of you in the grocery line or give a genuine compliment. You are showing them a piece of God's character. You are showing them that goodness and compassion still exist in this world. Think of yourself as a gardener for God. You may not see the seeds you plant sprout immediately. You might just be tilling the soil, making it soft and ready for someone else to come along and water it. Your job isn't to force the growth, it's simply to be faithful in the planting. A friend of mine makes it a point to always pay for the coffee of the person in the car behind him at the drive-thru. He doesn't do it for recognition. He does it to put a little unexpected joy into someone's day. Kindness is a universal language that everyone understands. It breaks down barriers and opens hearts in a way that arguments never could. Ask God each morning, "God, show me how I can be a blessing today." Then go about your day with your eyes open, looking for those divine appointments. There's an old saying that actions speak louder than words, and this is especially true when it comes to our faith. Anyone can talk about love and compassion, but it's how we live our lives that truly proves what we believe. To live with integrity, to be honest in your business dealings, to be a person of your word, you are building a powerful testimony without having to preach a sermon. Imagine you're at work and a difficult project comes up. Everyone else is complaining and has a negative attitude. But you decide to stay positive, to encourage your team, and to do your best with a good attitude. That difference in your spirit will stand out. Your colleagues might wonder why you're not stressed out like everyone else. They might see a peace and a strength in you that they can't explain. That's when they might come to you and ask, "How do you stay so calm through all of this?" Your actions have paved the way for a meaningful conversation about the source of your strength, which is your faith in God. Living out your faith means being a helper. It means looking for needs and filling them. Your life is a living, breathing message. You know, your testimony isn't just the story of how you came to faith. It's the ongoing story of how God is working in your life every single day. It's found in the ordinary moments. How you raise your children, how you love your spouse, how you handle financial pressures, how you face disappointments. People are watching to see if your faith is real. Does it make a difference on a Monday morning when things are stressful? Does it sustain you when you get bad news? When they see God's faithfulness carrying you through the ups and downs, your life becomes a powerful witness to His goodness. Don't hide your struggles, but don't let them define you either. Be open about the challenges you face, but always bring the story back to how God is your source of strength. You can say something like, "Yes, this is a difficult season, but I know God is with me and He's going to see me through it. I'm trusting in His plan." This kind of honest faith is relatable and inspiring. It shows people that being a believer doesn't mean you have a perfect life, but it does mean you have a perfect God who walks with you through every storm. And well, think about your hobbies and your interests. God has placed you in these specific circles of influence for a reason. Your home, right, can be a place of testimony. Sharing your faith should feel as natural as talking about your family or a favorite hobby. It's not about winning an argument or proving a point. It's about having a caring conversation. The key, really, is to be a great listener first. Ask people about their lives, their dreams, their challenges. Show a genuine interest in who they are. When you listen more than you talk, you earn the right to be heard. Look for natural openings in the conversation to talk about what God has done in your life. For example, if a friend is worried about their future, you could say, "I used to worry a lot about that too, but I found so much peace by trusting God with my future. It's really made a difference for me." Notice you're using I statements, not you statements. A great way to start a spiritual conversation is by asking thoughtful questions. Remember that love is the foundation of every conversation. It's natural to feel a little nervous about sharing your faith. The enemy would love for you to believe that you're going to be rejected, that you'll say the wrong thing, or that you'll ruin a friendship. But you have to remember that God is on your side. He is bigger than any fear. The Bible tells us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When fear tries to creep in, replace those fearful thoughts with what God says about you. He says you are equipped, you are anointed, and He will be with you. Focus on obedience rather than outcomes. Plant the seed. God brings the growth. Start small. Small steps build confidence. Remember who you represent. You are an ambassador for the King of Kings. Step out in faith. God the Creator is cheering you on. In a world that can often feel dark and full of bad news, God has called you to be a beacon of light. You are meant to be a source of hope. You are meant to be a source of stability. You are meant to be a source of encouragement to those around you. When everyone else is panicking, you can have a spirit of peace. When others are complaining and critical, you can be a voice of gratitude. You can be a voice of faith. This doesn't mean you ignore the problems of the world, but it means you know the one who has overcome the world. Your steady hope in God will shine like a lighthouse in a storm, guiding others to safety. People are desperately looking for something real to hold on to. They see the turmoil on the news and feel the uncertainty in their own lives. When they see you navigating challenges with quiet confidence, with unshakable joy, it makes them curious. Your peace in the midst of chaos is a powerful testimony. It shows your foundation is not built on the shifting sands of circumstances, but on the solid rock of God's promises. One of the most powerful ways to be a light is to be an encourager. Look for opportunities to build people up. Don't hide your light. Be that light. We've talked about so many simple, powerful ways to share God's love. It all comes down to this. A heart that is full of God's goodness will naturally overflow into the lives of others. It's not a duty, it's a delight. It's not about following a formula, it's about living a life that reflects His grace. A simple invitation, an act of kindness, a gentle conversation, living a life of integrity every day offers a fresh opportunity to be a messenger of hope. You have been blessed to be a blessing. Just ask God, what is one thing I can do this week to share your love? Whatever it is, take that step of faith. God will honor your obedience, and He will multiply your efforts. You are a vital part of His plan to spread hope to the world. You are a carrier of that love. Never forget the incredible privilege and responsibility that comes with that. So go forth from this day with a renewed passion. Let your light shine brighter than ever before, and let the world see the goodness of God through you. If you enjoyed this, please give this a like, comment your love for God, and please subscribe. We want these type of videos to reach as many as possible who need to hear it. Thanks for watching.